Or maybe it's because it's a sudden change.
Yeah.
He says, sit in the teacup.
How to sit there in a t-shirt.
Okay, shall we begin? I'm like one of these Tibetan monks, mate.
Making me feel cold.
Yeah,
How
yes.
do people know?
Okay, so Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. There are ways of heating the body up that you can use within a meditative space, right? So one of the ways is, if you've looked, I can't remember what the technique is called. Begins with the letter T or Th or something like that. And you'll find yogis in the Himalayas, snow all around them, and you can, put a blanket in water, and then they're sitting there in their little loincloth, and then you whack this blanket on top of them in the middle of winter, and within a few minutes, maybe 12, 10 minutes, 5, 10 minutes, you'll find steam rising from the blanket, and within about 20 minutes, the blanket, or half an hour, the blanket will be dry. So the question arises, how do the guys do this, right? It's just on the Himalayas. He hasn't got electric, there's nothing there. And there are a couple of techniques that I have, two of them that I know, or no, three probably. One is the left nostril, that you begin to visualize. You visualize, say, you can even do the breath of fire, that kind of thing. Yeah. But you also visualize there's an amber in the where your stomach is, just a bit deeper into the stomach. And you repetitively do this with the breath of fire, you'll find the body begins to heat up. The body begins to heat up. So just thought I'd share that with you. Okay, so I thought what we would speak about today was, does everything happen for our best? Does everything happen for our best output, whatever the output is, right? Or the best result, whatever you want to call it. And you would probably think, well, no, things happen. They're not always for the best. But there's a lovely story. There are two stories that illustrates this. There's a Buddhist story which is called Maybe, right? I may have spoken about that one before. But there's an Indian story that's quite beautiful as well. And it said that there was a particular, let's call this individual a Raja, a king of some sort, and he had his prime minister. They were best of friends. And they used to go fishing all the time and hunting. And so one day, as they're on their boat, his best mate is rowing the boat, our friend, the king, is got his hand in the water and he's just, wafting the water away. And all of a sudden, big screech, King pulls his hand out and he finds half of his finger missing. And he's distressed. And he screams, shouts, and curses why this happened to him, blah, blah, blah. And so his best friend says, well, what do you think? And he says, well, whatever, I'm glad it's happened. Whatever's happened for the best. So he says, well, he can't be my mate. He doesn't wish me well, right? So he says, look, from now onwards, you and I, we ain't going to go together, right? Because I don't think you've got my best interest at heart. So this particular king, continuing with his royal duties of hunting and stuff, months later, one day gets out and he gets separated from his party and he gets captured. And he gets captured by a bunch of tribal people who have an issue with this king's people, right? So they decide, well, we've got to do something with him. So they take him to their leader, and the leader says, starts looking at him, and he says, well, I don't know what to do with him. Then they say, well, we'll sacrifice him. We'll sacrifice him to our God. And obviously, the king is now thinking, if only I hadn't arrested my partner, he would have been here and he would have worked some way out. He was a wise man. He would have worked out. I wish I hadn't put him in prison for laughing at me when my finger got cut. And when he did that, his best friend said to him, well, yeah, it's the best thing that can happen. So anyway, the tribe gets this king ready for his sacrifice. They wash his body and they come to the finger, the hand, and they say, well, look, this guy's incomplete. We can't offer something incomplete to our God, right? This would be an insult. And therefore, he's let loose. So he then realizes, yeah, everything that happens for the best. So he goes and finds his best friend who he'd arrested for laughing at him. And he said, look, I understand that when my finger got cut, it was for the best because it saved my life. But when I arrested you and put you in prison, you too said this is for the best. I don't get it. So his best friend says, well, look, the thing is this, my friend. We would have been together. You are incomplete. I'm complete. They would have sacrificed me. So whatever happens, for the best. And the Zen goes something like this. A man, a farmer has a horse, and the horse bolts away. And the villagers come up to him and they say, well, it's terrible what's happened with you. And he said, well, maybe. Few days later, the horse returns with a bunch of other horses, a herd of other horses. So they said, well, this is really good fortune. The fact that your horse brought more horses. And he goes, yeah, maybe. So his son then decides that he's going to tame some of these horses. So he goes to tame the horses. The horses bolt. Kid falls on the floor, breaks his leg. So the villagers come and say to him, it's terrible what happened to your kid. And he says, yeah, maybe. A few months later, the army's recruited. So they come to the village. They recruit the young men, but they see this bloke, he's got a broken leg, so they let him go. So they all come to him and say, well, that was really good fun, wasn't it? That was really good fortune. And he says, maybe. And the story goes, no matter what happens, the effect, whatever the unfolding it will always be for your best, we can't say your best value, but that which benefits you the way it needs to benefit you. Because we don't realize the pain we need or the suffering we need or the suffering we have to endure in order for us to learn something. We don't know until it happens. And you will see that whenever you've gone through any period of time where you have been going through a rough time, whatever it may be, bereavement, whatever it may be, you will find that when you come out of it, your insight, your understanding, your way of being, and your experience, your wisdom always grows. So, irrespective of what happens, the entire existence is on a one-way track. And the one-way track is for your highest good, for your highest self. It will always be moving in that direction, whether it is the pits of darkness or whether it's the lofty heights of, whatever fame, whatever you want. Irrespective, it's all to teach you what it means to be your authentic and real self. And this whole thing is wrapped up in one word that is found in certain traditions and in certainly in the Gurmukh tradition. And the word is hukam. And hukam means that which is unfolding in its own intelligence. Yeah, everything is unfolding moment by moment, everything is unfolding, but everything is unfolding in its own intelligence. And if you really, really think about it, depending, how much time you've got, you come to the realization that the entire thing is a happening, and you and I and everything else is nothing more than a ripple on this happening. And if you were to define what you are, you can't get more refined than the word you are a moment, nothing more. Neither the past nor the future, just a moment. And grasping that moment, recognizing that moment, allows us to develop or cultivate quality of that moment, which then becomes meaningful in terms of our life. Anyway, let's go on with our meditation. So, as usual, we begin with our posture. And so the posture is normally it's cross-legged. Um, it's called the five-pointed posture. So legs are crossed, back is straight and upright, shoulders are pulled back, chest is open, and the chin is full pulled in. 5 points. And then as you draw your breath in, you're going to notice how comfortable you feel within yourself. So your body, is there any pain, any ache, any stiffness? So just bringing your focus to yourself as best as you can. And now you're going to set your intention. And your intention is just simply to become present. And what that means is focusing on things that are happening now or things that are here in the moment of now. So again, going back to that moment. Your attitude is one of non-judgment, which means that you don't judge your experience, you don't try and make things different. You see and accept things for what they are as they are right now. So if you're annoyed, you're annoyed. If you're content, you're content. Okay, so now let's move to our senses. Begin with our eyes. So bring your focus towards your eyes and begin to notice what you have in your field of vision. So this could be just darkness, back of your eyelids. Some people experience colors, but what is it that you have awareness of? Or what is there awareness of? Not that you have awareness. Awareness doesn't belong to anyone. So notice what you have awareness of. And then you begin to focus or bring your focus towards your ears. And now you're simply going to listen to the sounds around you. Once again, simply going back to what's happening with you right now, or what is your experience right now. So again, without awareness, there can be no sound. Next, you're going to bring your focus beneath your nose. And simply begin to watch your breath or the movement of your breath. And now you're going to take your focus to the aroma that the breath draws in. Next, moving your focus now within your mouth. And you're going to notice if there's a taste in the mouth itself. And finally, you bring your focus above your head. Imagine there's a hula hoop there, and you're going to use this hoop to scan your body. So allow it to move down, and as it moves down, it lights up your body with sensations. And all you do is just notice the sensations as best as you can, all the way down. And as you breathe in, you're going to bring your focus to your body as best as you can. And you're going to see if there's anything in the body that draws your focus. And if you notice anything, just notice where it is. You don't need to know what it is. Now bring your focus gently to the seat you're on. And you will notice that you're held in place. In fact, you're embedded in this moment. You can neither go to the past nor the future. The ground holds you. Your seat holds you. The atmosphere around you surrounds you. Allow yourself to be placed here and now. And there are sensations where your body makes contact with your seat. See if you can move your focus there. And then gently we draw this awareness upwards. And what we're going to do is a thorough body scan. Notice our hips. And then slowly move this focus down our thighs, towards our knees. And then from your knees, you move down slowly, scanning the back and the front of your legs. Notice your feet. And then slowly moving to the soles of your feet. And you're going to hold your focus there for a short while. Next breath in, you bring your focus back to the seat you're on. Notice your back is straight and upright. And you're going to gently bring your focus now from your lower back to the middle back. And as you do this, you become more and more present to the moment. moving from your middle back gently up to the shoulder blades. Notice your shoulders. See if you can slightly soften them. And then slowly moving this focus from the shoulders to the elbows. From your elbows to your wrists. And then coming to your hands. Notice the palms of your hands if you can. The longer you hold your focus there, the more you begin to recognize sensations, comfort, gently moving your focus to your fingers. And then on your next breath in, you bring your focus now back to your eyes again. And again, just begin to notice what's in your field of awareness. Next breath out, you allow your eyes to soften. And then gently bring your focus towards your lips. Notice your upper lip. Notice your lower lip. And then gently moving your focus within your mouth. Roof of your mouth. Inside cheeks. Notice your tongue. Allow it to soften. Notice your jaw. Allow it to soften. And then as you breathe out, you allow your face to relax, to soften. And on the next breath in, once again, become aware of yourself as best as you can. Fully embodied in the body itself. Notice how the body feels, if there's any discomfort anywhere. And then when you're ready, gently bring your focus beneath your nose. And now we begin to watch our breath. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. Notice the in breath as it moves in. Notice the out breath as it moves out. No manipulation, no control, simply watching the breath as it breathes by itself. Notice the in breath as it moves in. Notice the out breath as it moves out. Notice if your breath feels warm or if it feels cool. And if you follow your out breath all the way till the end, notice when it stops. Next breath in, you're going to bring your focus within yourself. You're going to notice how you're feeling. If there's anything on your mind. And then gently bring your focus to your chest. And begin to notice the movement of your chest in rhythm with your breath. Your focus is on your chest. Notice the subtle changes around your ribs. And on your next breath in, you're going to move your focus where your heart is, deeper into your very center. And you're going to hold your focus there as best as you can. Allow it to settle. And as it settles, begin to notice how you're actually feeling right now. Is this moment enough? beyond the body, beyond the thoughts, beyond the emotions. Your very being. Does it feel whole or does it feel incomplete? Is it silent or is there noise within yourself? Do you feel peaceful, settled, or is this moment a moment of anxiety, distress, unsettled? And then slowly, on your next breath out, you just open your focus to all the sounds around you again. Notice that the same silence that was within you exists all around you. Allow the sound of the bell to move you deeper into the silence. Gently bring your focus beneath your nose and once again begin to notice your breath, sitting in silence with your breath. On your next breath out, you're going to expand your focus so you include your whole body once again. Notice how the body feels. If there's any discomfort, then we're going to slowly bring our focus back into the body itself. We begin by noticing the sensations where the body makes contact with our seat. Gently moving up so you become aware of your hips, and then slowly allowing this awareness to move down your thighs towards your knees. Slowly moving down towards your ankles, feet, and then the soles of your feet. Bringing your focus back to the seat you're on, noticing your back being straight and upright, your shoulders, your arms, hands comfortable, your eyes are still closed, your mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Bringing your focus back beneath your breath. And now, as you breathe in, you notice sense your body. As you breathe out, you sense your body. Breathing in, you're at peace. Breathing out, you're at peace. Noticing the quality of your experience as best as you can. When you hear the next bell, you're going to use this bell to draw some slow, deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes. Take your time, no need to rush.